Okay, saya make a repetition. Excuse. So first of all, we are going to input our week 1 until week 53 file from Encik Bat punya GeoJSON ni GeoJSON. And then I'm going to insert also the case.shp. Apa yang kita nak buat, what we are going to do is basically want to input another variable here. This one is might not relevant to you at the moment, but I just want to share with you the idea of regression analysis. And therefore, to run the regression analysis, we need some sort of continuous variable. So to do that, I need to simulate something. So if I produce another data, then it will become not useful lah. So therefore, I'm going to create at least a function lah that can be utilized based on our case data. So if you right click and then go for the filter, you will have this kind of, and then this query builder, we want to list element. So let's say the right here is equal to 50, lebih kurang 50 meter lah kan, near to the certain distance, and we are going to use the umur also less than atau toddler, followed by OK button, and then filter it from thousands of data. Now it's become maybe so count point and a polygon. We can go into the vector analysis, followed by the analysis tool, count point and polygon, and then we are going to specify the polygon, which is the week 1 until week 55, and then we put here as risk, risk, followed by run, risk count, and then followed by run. Yang pasal appreciate it, because dia tak ada kena-mengena sangat dengan cerita pit kita ni. Dia pasal pembangunan negara lah, apa benda. Okay, so we have the risk. We are trying to make a correlation lah. We are trying to make a correlation. Baik. After that, do not forget to save lah. Macam biasa. Save the format as follows. So we are going to save it as X-ray shapefile. And then followed by the new file here is just regression. And then click OK. We got regression data already, or regression layer. So this regression layer are going for regression analysis in Geoda, because we want to make a correlation, or we want to create a model to see is there any significant relationship between the week and also the discount. Okay, jelas Boleh tak dapat? Okay, kalau dah dapat, then let's us go to the Geoda. So dekat Geoda, we are going to input the regression.shp. After that, same thing, go to the W to create the weight, and then load the weight accordingly. So we are having a similar file, then the weight with the poly ID also is similar, then it should be not a big problem. And then we are going to run for regression analysis. Go to the regression, go to the regression. Okay. After you press the regression, you are going to be prompt something like this. You will have the dependent variable. So let's say my dependent variable will be 1, and then my period will be this risk count. I am going to insert it inside the risk count, and then the weight files are going to be the queen. We can request for the following items. So we have 3 kind of model: the classic model, the spatial model, and the spatial error model. So usually people will use with regard to the element, or we can use the classic, and then we request for predicted value and residual, followed by, and then we run. This one does not give anything. It's only give you the output. Saya nak tunjuk saja. This is the output. So the output are similar like what we learned before, which is we have the R square. You can see over here, number square. And then we have also here as the adjusted R square. And then we have the data set is regression, mean dependence variance, standard deviation variable. R square is 44. And then we have this, what we call it as the significant predictor. So we will knowing whether this risk count is significant predictor of our model or not. 0.01. Therefore, we are going to reject the null and make a conclusion there is a significant predictor between this risk count and also the cases that happen during the week 1. Faham tak? So kalau kita nak tahu pula week 2, we are going to do the same thing. We are going to change lah. We are going to replace it with another one. So this one you can save to the file. So if you click the save to the file, you are going to have data, region, save, and then you will have this text output. So the text output are going to be noted whatever yang you ada ni. Saya punya tak boleh baca pula. Okay. So itu cara apabila tuan-tuan dan puan-puan menggunakan apa yang dipanggil sebagai regression analysis. So usually apa yang kita akan buat adalah setiap satu ni kita akan letak ada. Tuan-puan boleh baca. So if you have the data, for example macam ni kan have the AI lah contohnya kan, this index or BI or CI, even though it is not on the all areas, it is on a certain areas, we can use matrices inside the Q got this like air pollutions lah. Okay, after we simulate dia punya penyebaran tu, then we can use it inside the table yang macam kita buat ni sekarang. So I make a repetition, just go to the regression followed by the regression analysis, and now we are going to see for the week 2 whether the week 2 have the connection with our risk count, and then followed by the weight file which is queen. I'm going to use the classical analysis and also check for these two output, predicted values and residual, followed by the coefficient variable matrix. Followed by run, I got this output. And then this output also, kalau tadi kita tengok 0.44 kan, ni pun 0.44 lah. So that's mean there are some related items. So kita boleh nampak lah kat sini yang banyak, kita ada 400 lebih kan observation. So ini adalah regression analysis. Yang kita nak tengok sebenarnya, diagnostic for the spatial dependence ada bawah ni. Apa maksud spatial dependence? Spatial dependence ni ada satu topik khas lah. Kalau awak tengok dalam YouTube ataupun mana-mana spatial lag ni, dia akan ada beberapa. I'm going to use the Moran's I. This is the probability. So this that's mean it is a ni macam fit model lah, analysis. Tapi yang ini fit model berdasarkan spatial lag. Spatial lag means that it is of spatial. Ini dia punya contoh. Okay, regression analysis tu yang pertama. Yang kedua, the advanced yang saya nak tunjuk, let's say you are going to run for risk analysis. You can go for cluster analysis. Regression kita tahu of the where we do not only part of their one. So to analyze the pattern, that is one pattern analysis. Just go to the cluster followed by the hierarchical. Hierarchical is the most simplest your so you click risk count. And then you can followed by the number of cluster here. Nampak dia as default dia ambil 2 lah. So let's do also. And then we are going to use the transformation as Z. And then we are going to use then Watt statistics. And then kita boleh gunakan one. Dalam case ni tak payahlah. Saya ambil ni risk count. And then you can click run. So run ni, bila kita run je, you nampak tak? They are going to produce this kind of branches. Okay, these branches is actually telling you that the data is being separated by numbers of cluster. This is one idea of the cluster. You nampak dia ada berapa cluster ni? 1, 2, 3. Kita boleh, sebab kita nak dia punya cluster ni based on the 2 cluster kan. So it becomes 2 cluster. And then dia akan ada tulis sini save cluster in the field. So if you go to this one, you are going to see that you can request also for that one. This one. Save and show map. This one is cluster 1, this one is cluster. And then why we need to do this, we can overlay. Apa dia? Kita boleh buat overlaying. Overlaying with the spatial local Moran's I with the sum of the data. Let me just produce the high and then similarly with this hierarchical cluster. So we know exactly what is the area with regard to this one. So we got the cluster 1. And then we got the cluster 2. So one ni apa, cluster 2 ni apa? We need to find the characteristic. So I do believe that cluster 2 ni nampak macam kawasan-kawasan yang berisiko tinggi lah. Yang cluster 1 ni berisiko rendah. So dia dah buatkan cluster ini untuk anda. Intelligently lah. Based on the statistic lah. On the value. Tapi value ni minta maaf lah ya. Sebab ini bukan value yang non-point polygon. Dia bukannya value yang menunjukkan polygon ini punya contoh mean. Mean. Populasi manusia dekat sini. We do not know that exact boxes. Faham ya? That's why you establish a certain good result based on this example lah. But I want to share with you that we are able to produce as such hierarchical cluster map using Geoda under the cluster analysis. So what is the PCA? PCA also is another cluster analysis. We call it as a principal component analysis. This one is also advanced lah. Yang ini semua, kalau anda nak belajar, kena belajar yang dalam SPSS dulu. We call it as hierarchical cluster, hierarchical cluster analysis. We got the discriminant analysis, and then we have the principal component analysis or factor analysis. So yang ini semua tak ada banyak sangat dalam silibus kamu, tak ditanya pun dalam exam, sebab benda ni susah nak faham. Cuma nak ditunjukkan kepada tuan-tuan dan puan bahawa you have the ability to do so by using the eigenvalue, or if you want to use the SVD, support vector distance, you can use that the output. Jadi run kata apa? There is an error using physical calculation. Please check if the data is valid. Oh, dia kena ada 2, tak silap saya. If I'm not mistaken, we need to have 2. Just now. What using another one is example 2A. What I meant by PCA is principal component analysis. Okay, I took one example, a very simple example. Let's say The risk count is these measures. Let's say W5HH is the AI. Apa tu AI? At this index, let's say this one is another thing which is the climatic condition, the temperature, whatsoever lah. So we are going to run it and then see what kind of a group that they form. Apakah kumpulan yang mereka bergabung dengan. Okay.